There are days when I don't feel like writing. I'm sure this happens to you also. Something urgent comes up and you're unable to concentrate. You feel guilty and keep asking yourself, shouldn't I be writing every day? Hi, I'm Vandana Sehgal, author and book writing coach. In today's video, I will share my thoughts on a common question many authors ask. They want to know if it is important to write every day. Let's dive in. The first thing I want to share is how about dropping the word should out of your dictionary? It just intensifies an undescribed pressure that something must be done, even when it is not a priority or a necessity. I should write every day, no matter what. Yes, it is important to write, but not at the cost of your mental or physical health. The next step is to change that question and to ask, is it important to write every day? My answer is yes. It's important to write every day if you want to be an accomplished author. But it may not be necessarily about your book. A writer needs to write to satisfy the creative mind and to sharpen the skills of writing. So, yes, you need to write every day, but not every day you would have enough material to write or accomplish your writing goal or the word count that you have decided to write every day. Maybe you would need to research something about your book, which requires reading a lot. Maybe you would be overloaded with some emotional issues. It's life. We all have our own challenges that needs to be dealt. So some days could be emotionally tough for us to write. There could be some days when you actually need to just journal and put your thoughts onto the paper to just unburden your worries. Days when your mind is just clouded with negative thoughts, it is blocking your creativity, it is blocking the flow of your writing, are the days to grow emotionally and create an open space for your ideas to flow. Thank you for being here and listening to me. Do smash the like button, do subscribe to the channel, and share this video with an author friend of yours who might need to hear this today. Getting back to our topic about should we write every day? I've already suggested one antidote for that, to drop the word should. It is to protect you from overburdening yourself and over setting targets for yourself. In your journey of writing, one side there are dry days when nothing strikes your mind, while there are days when creativity is at its highest and an unblocked energy flow keeps going on and writing feels effortless. Such days are rare. I have experienced those and I know that it's hard to be in that place. So, those are the days when you need to cherish them. Enjoy with a friend of yours or go for a dinner with your partner and celebrate those days. However, don't burden yourself with the expectation of repeating the same experience every time. Make writing your favorite buddy whom you plan to meet every day, but without any high expectations. Another way to keep your buddy close to you is by showing up in front of your computer to flex your writing muscles. It directs your brain to build a writing habit instead of distracting away or prioritizing some other tasks. By showing up every day, you incorporate writing into your to do list to eventually write almost every day. And it becomes an easy step instead of escaping from writing. If you are serious about being an accomplished author, then work sincerely towards developing your creative muscles and your language skills. And simultaneously, just learn to forgive yourself for the days when you had the intention to write but you couldn't. You can enjoy being a writer by being in the flow and not by resisting the process. A good friend of mine is also an author of a poetry book of Rains and More. She has always written fiction until she suddenly felt disengaged and was finding herself disconnected from writing fiction. Whereas poetry was a natural calling for her. She sensed that whenever she was forcing herself to write fiction, poetry was just coming out of her effortlessly. She was never a poet, and she was confused about this newfound creativity within her. She tried to resist it and push herself back into fiction, but she wasn't able to write for weeks. And then I suggested her to stop resisting and let that poetry pour out of her heart. She seemed to be ready for it, and her heart was looking to explore something new. And this was an indication, and she was ready with her book of Rains and More. During my book coaching sessions, here is what I say to new authors facing a similar challenge. Creativity can never be boxed, and your heart can never be regulated. Allow your mind, body, and soul to align with your passion of writing. It is fulfilling to write with an intention of nourishing your soul. So, write something every day without holding a whip in your hand. Don't beat yourself up for just being a human. That's from me about another author's challenge. Do share this video, hit the like button, and subscribe to the channel. And yes, keep shining and smiling always.